Hello, I'm Aerin Johnson. Welcome to TMN Television on Thursday, April 5th. Tonight we look at the new student support group on campus, and later stay tuned for the latest in sports. These stories and more tonight on TMN Television. You don't want to miss this. Truman State University hosted its annual Student Research Conference today. Students used the conference as an opportunity to showcase the work and research they have done throughout the year. Office of Student Research Director Chad Montgomery says that over 240 presentations took place in different areas around campus. This afternoon there was a reception and a poster session in the Student Union building. Montgomery says the conference gives students an opportunity to learn about what's happening in disciplines across campus. The University Student Research Conference started in 1988 and is one of the longest continually running student research conferences in the country. Truman's new student-led support group has received positive results in its first semester on campus. Campus organization Enactus began a mental health needs assessment after the multiple student suicides last year. The assessment found there were a lot of students who needed extra support but felt they didn't need a counselor. Alex Froge, facilitator and project leader for Enactus's mental health project, says Positive Peers targets these students by providing a focus group with peer facilitators. Froge says some students might be scared by full-fledged counseling, so the peer mentor approach for Positive Peers allows for a more balanced power dynamic. Froge says in their first 8 to 12 meetings, Positive Peers has been very excited about the number of people attending the sessions as well as the number of repeat participants. Currently, Positive Peers is run by Enactus, but will become an official sustainable organization in the near future. The group meets Mondays at 5:30 and Thursdays at 7 in Baldwin Hall, room 113.
We're really happy with how vulnerable people are. And yeah, it's a place to be vulnerable in yourself and to feel cared for in your most authentic self. And I think that makes people feel good and brings them back each week.
Truman State University is looking to update its policy on inclement weather. After concerns from students regarding traveling to and from classes during inclement weather, the President's Advisory Council has begun reviewing the university's cancellation policies. Vice President for Academic Affairs and Provost Janet Gooch says the university has looked at other universities to see how Truman's policy compares. Gooch says Truman's current policy is good, but it's always a good idea to go back over procedure to make sure it's still effective. Gooch says class cancellations is something the university tries not to do, and students should make decisions for themselves if they do not feel campus is safe during inclement weather.
We can't ever shut down the campus, really. We have dorms on campus that students live in, and so we have to have a certain essential staff on campus to make things run at all times. And we have to rely on people's own assessment of risk and deciding whether they should go outside and navigate safely.
The city of Kirksville is currently facing a lawsuit, according to KTVO. This suit deals with Centrix Technical Sales, LLC, which says that Kirksville currently owes them more than $190,000 in unpaid bills. The bills are reported to be linked to the Kraft Heinz expansion project that started in 2016. Centrex is asking for the bills that are currently owed to be paid, along with interest and court fees. Along with the city, the company included the City Council, Kraft Heinz, and the construction companies involved as defendants in the lawsuit. Next, stay tuned to hear the most recent in sports, but before all that, let's take a look at this week's Sportcast.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
After being swept by University of Missouri St. Louis Friday, the softball team has rebounded with a 4-game winning streak. The Bulldogs first won their doubleheader Saturday against Maryville University. 5 women had 2 hits in the game, including senior infielder Ashley Murphy, who added 2 RBIs to her team-leading total. Lauren Dale shut down the Saints in the circle with her third 7-inning start. Truman came from behind to win Game 2 after junior outfielder Krista Reisinger's game-winning, game-tying triple, and the junior outfielder Michaela Mooney stole home. The Bulldogs scored 3 runs in each of their games against Southwest Baptist University yesterday, but were still able to win behind the starts of Dale and sophomore Alyssa Hadjuk. Truman will return home this weekend for 2 doubleheaders. The baseball team is on a 6-game losing streak after being swept at home by conference opponents Drury University last weekend. The Bulldogs scored 2 of fewer runs in the 3 of the 4 games after having 6 such games prior to the series. The offense eclipsed the first 3 games with 10 runs in the 4th game, but lost after allowing 19, which is the season high. Sophomore Brian Clark allowed 4 runs through 6 innings in Game 1, but the bullpen gave up 5 more. Senior Kent France missed out on the program record for career wins despite allowing 2 runs in 8 innings. The Bulldogs came up short in Game 3, losing 3-2 after scoring only once in the final inning. They fell behind by 6 early in Game 4, and Drury was able to widen the deficit as the game progressed. The Bulldogs go back on the road this weekend to play a series against Maryville University. The track and field team finally kicked off its outdoor season, competing at 2 meets late last week. At the Central College Invitational Thursday and Friday, the men earned a 4th place finish, while the women placed 6th. Together, the Bulldogs had 14 top 3 finishes during the 2 days. The men had 8 of those, led by freshman Bobby Campbell's 1st place finish in the discus. Campbell set a Division II provisional mark in that event and also placed 2nd in the javelin. The women contributed 6 top 3 finishes, including 3 first place finished by junior Elle Renault in the javelin, junior Cassidy Simstead in the shot put, and freshman Cassie Jennings in the pole vault. Truman also sent athletes to Washington University Distance Carnival on Friday. The team's highest finisher was freshman Emma Harrelson's 20th place finish in the 10,000-meter run. The Bulldogs are scheduled to compete at the Central Methodist Invitational this Saturday. The tennis teams faced 2 GLVC opponents last weekend. They both lost against Rockhurst University Friday. The men were swept while the women managed to get 1 victory from doubles pair freshman Alexandra Rogers and Morgan Ebby. The women could only win 1 match against William Jewell College Saturday, bringing their conference record to 1-2. The men were able to get their first win of the season against the Cardinals, winning 7 matches. The Bulldogs won 2 doubles matches and 7 singles matches. Junior Griffin Turnage, sophomore Nick Thiele, and freshman Matt Thiele were involved in both the singles and doubles victories. The tennis team will host 2 GLVC matches this weekend. This has been your Truman Sports Update. Stay tuned after the break.
Got a quarter?
Thank you for tuning in with us tonight. For complete news coverage, be sure to stay tuned to KTRM and pick up a copy of the Index and check out our news content on tmn.truman.edu. You can also follow TMN on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for breaking news updates. And if you missed part of our broadcast tonight, check out TMN TV on YouTube. If you've ever thought about being on TV, be sure to head on over to tmn.truman.edu/apply to fill out an application today. From all of us here at TMN, thank you for tuning in and have a great rest of the week.